Hey, what's going on, guys? MS Sports Vids here, back for another hockey equipment review. This one is along the lines of a pro stock review, but it's more of a college stock review, and I'll explain what I mean by that as I get into the details of the stick here. But obviously, you can pretty much tell it's a Bauer Supreme MX3, and it is one that was used by former Boston University Terrier and current member of the Rochester Americans in the Buffalo Sabres organization, Evan Rodrigues. Um, and so basically, what I meant earlier about it being a college stock stick is obviously Rodrigues is currently not on the Sabres. He's with their AHL affiliate, like I mentioned, the Rochester Americans. And as most of you know, due to AHL rules, everybody but about 3 players on the team has to be using CCM sticks. And so the reason why I call this a college stock is because I believe the stick was used by Evan while he was at Boston University. And to give you some more background, I got this stick about a year and a half ago at the Buffalo Sabres store at Key Bank Center after a Sabres game. And it was on the used rack that they have, so this was a little bit used. I should say I'm not sure if it was used in a game or in a practice and whatnot. But it was still in pretty good condition, so I decided to pick it up. I don't use it too often, but it's held up ever since because I have plenty of other sticks that I kind of rotate through, and sure enough, it's still going right here. But yeah, so the reason why I think it's one that was used in college was because I would imagine he had it left over from his BU days, and then when he signed with the Sabres and attended their development camp and the actual camp in the fall, he probably just used these while he was there because he didn't know if he was going to be up in the NHL or down in the AHL, although most probably could have predicted he would have been in the AHL. So then once he got sent down to Rochester, these were kind of left over, so the Sabres merchandise staff made them available to shoppers in the team store. So taking a look at his, there's you see his name right there, and there's the coating, the bottom indicating that it is a Bauer Supreme MX3, obviously with a little bit different features. Now there's the code up top, and then in the middle indicating it's a 77 flex. So the only really features that are different from what you'd find on a retail MX3 or even a retail Supreme 1S now is for those of you who watched my Erik Karlsson HD1 videos. By the way, if you haven't seen it, you should probably check it out. I mentioned how Karlsson had the grid pattern. You could probably see these like little mini squares that make up the shaft here. But Rodrigues has it on his MX3 as well. And I mentioned in the Karlsson video that a lot of pro guys have it. It's just an extra source of grip, I suppose, and provides better feel for when you're using it and whatnot. So that's probably the biggest thing, that biggest difference, I guess you can say, out of this MX3 that you wouldn't find on retail ones. Here at the bottom, you notice it looks a little smeared here, the Supreme logo. That's because when I bought it, it was kind of chippy, and I wanted to give it a fresh coat of paint to give it a nice look. But as you can see, as I've been using it, it's been wearing off ever since. The curve on it, a good look at it right here. It's the P28 curve, like I mentioned in the Karlsson video. It's definitely a growing and becoming a lot more popular pattern to be used amongst pros and anybody from youth to beer leaguers as well. Like I mentioned in the Karlsson video, the folks at CCM introduced their version of it as well with the P28 McDavid curve. So like I said in the Karlsson video as well, if you're a P88 or a P92 guy, I would definitely recommend giving this a try. It's like a hybrid of both of those patterns, and it allows you to take good wrist shots and handle the puck pretty well as well. So, I mean, definitely no surprise as to why Rodrigues would like it. But that pretty much covers everything here on the Evan Rodrigues Supreme MX3. If I missed anything that you guys have noticed, please be sure to let me know. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, the one thing I did want to say was I mentioned how I thought that this was used by him at Boston University. If there were any doubts that it wasn't used at Boston University, I would say it's because it doesn't have the BU graphics on it. I know Rodrigues' senior year was Eichel's freshman year at BU, and Jack had where the gold is on the stick here. Jack had it the color red, and there was also, can't remember if it was in between the R or right after the R in Bauer, or if it was more down here, but there were BU logos on it, just that Terrier logo that Boston University has on the shaft as well. But I can't imagine. I mean, since the MX3 had only been out since the fall of 2014, when Rodrigues began his freshman year, I can't imagine it was used anywhere else. I guess maybe he just wasn't special enough as a Terrier to get him customized with the BU graphics and everything. So yeah, that pretty much does it for my Evan Rodrigues Bauer Supreme MX3. I can't imagine it's gonna last me too long. It's getting to that point where when you take shots, you can almost feel it fading away. So we'll see how much longer it can last me. But other than that, it's been a pretty great stick. And anytime you can combine a 77 flex, if you're a smaller guy like me, and this P28 pattern, it makes for a good combination. So yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. And if you've got any comments or suggestions or anything that I missed, please let me know down below. And we'll hopefully see you next time. I'm hoping to get to one of my other CCM sticks the next time around. So stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot, guys.